One-eyed skill gainer, known in Japanese as Sekiga no Sukirugeina, is a rank 4 light attributed warrior type Xyz monster with 2500 attack and 2600 defense. One-eyed skill gainer status is unlimited. The TCG names for this card are Japanese Katakana, for the Japanese Katakana as you know, Sekiga no Sukirugeina, which means cup cancer skill gainer. In the French, it's Acquarier de Compétencien d'Aile, which means one-eyed skill acquirer. In the German, it means Einaugiger Fertigkeitsdieb, which means one-eyed skill thief, and Aikununeiski Gaino, which means one-eyed skill gainer as it is. And finally, Spanish, which means skill gainer tuerto, one-eyed skill gainer, or one-eyed gainer skill. One-Eye Skill Gainer requires you to Xyz summon using 3 level 4 monsters. Its effect is you can detach one Xyz material from this card to target one face-up Xyz monster your opponent controls. This card's name and original effect become the same as that monster. This effect can only be used once while this card is face-up on the field. One-Eye Skill Gainer's passcode is 75620895. Its effect type is Ignition. For those of you who didn't know, Ignition is a type of spell speed 1 effects, which are the slowest of all speed spells. I will be making a new video about that on the future. Anyway, Ignition effects it requires a manual activation by the card's controller during their own main phase 1 or 2. To be more precise, it was used to be called cost effects in the earlier days of Yu-Gi-Oh! These types of effects will have an indication of the word once per turn, ending with a colon. You can or during your main phase, which is continued by the cost which will end with a semicolon, and lastly, the actual effect which you activated. Now, without wasting much time, let's go on with the video. The explanation of the following effect is mandatory if you're using an OCG card. The OCG effect, also known as the anime effect of this card, is you can detach one Xyz material from this card to target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls. This card gains the same effect as that target until the end phase. The rulings of One-Eye Skill Gainer are fully OCG and doesn't have any TCG rulings, which is why I explained the OCG effect previously. The first ruling is, its effect only targets an Xyz monster which has to be under the control of your opponent. The second ruling is, it will lose its original effect when it gains the opposing monster's effect. To be more precise, replacing the original effects with the gained effects. The third ruling and the final ruling is, the effect it has acquired remains in it as long as One-Eye Skill Gainer is face up on the field. Next off is the appearances. This card appeared in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal anime 2 times, while only once in the Yu-Gi-Oh! D-Team Zexal manga. In episode 52, Yuma Tsukumo used this card during the Dual Coaster Battle Royale. He Xyz summons it by using Bull Blader, Anakaboom's Express Train Trolley Oli, and Nistro's Heroic Challenger Extra Sword. The effects of Express Train Trolley Oli and Heroic Challenger Extra Sword then causes it to increase its attack by 800 and 1000 respectively. Yuma then plays One-Eye Skill Gainer's special ability to detach one Xyz material and gain the effects of Electromagnetic Magnet Dragon. One-Eyed Skill Gainer then attacks Electromagnetic Magnet Dragon, but Jackal uses Magnet Chameleon to intercept the attack by changing lanes. This card then destroys Magnet Chameleon, removing Jackal's remaining life points. On Yuma's end phase, this card's effect expires. Later, this card attacks and destroys Electromagnetic Magnet Dragon, whose attack was 1750 due to direct magnet, defeating Holzbein. The second time it is seen in episode 82. This card is shown when Yuma is rearranging his deck. In the manga, it's seen in chapter 10, when Yuma Tsukumo uses this card during his duel against Dark Mask of Laughter. He uses Go 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 Giant and Go 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 Ghost and Go 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 Golem to Xyz summon this card. Yuma then activates this card's effect, detaching an overlay unit to gain the effect of Dark Mask's Evil Swarm Ouroboros, which you must subsequently uses by detaching another overlay unit from one-eye skill gainer to return Ouroboros to Dark Mask's extra deck. This card then attacks Dark Mask directly to
はい、私の勝ち。
Now time for the trivia. This card is kinda based on Date Masamon, a samurai who gained the title of the One-Eyed Dragon due to his missing eye. A little history lesson. Date Masamon, born in September 5, 1567 and died June 27, 1636, was a regional ruler of Japan's Asuchi Momoyama period through early Edo period. Heir to a long line of powerful daimyo in the Tohoku region, I don't know what is it, Tohoku region, he went on to found the modern day city of Sendai. An outstanding tactician, he was made all the more iconic for his missing eye, as Masamon was often called Doku Gunryu, or the one-eyed dragon of Oshu. As an early warrior and leader, Masamon is a character in a number of Japanese period dramas. He was played by Ken Watanabe in the popular 1987 NHK series Doku Gunryu Masamon. We are getting carried away, right now. Now back to the trivia. This card is the first Xyz monster that can activate its effect just only once, having specifically stated so. The second being kinda Evil Swarm Ouroboros, since it can only use each of its 3 effects only once. Since one-eyed skill gain only copies Xyz monster effects, it will end up detaching the rest of its Xyz materials via the copied effect. The first Xyz material for this card's summoning requirements is just used for its original effect, since when it copies the effect of an Xyz monster, it still has 2 materials, the average and usual amount of most Xyz monsters. I decided to wrap up this video with the final being the tips. First tip, since one-eyed skill gainer copies the effect of the opposing Xyz monster, the remaining 2 Xyz material can be used for the effect copied by one-eyed skill gainer, which was told previously in the trivia. Second tip, this card is best to be used for copying Xyz monster effects, quick effects usually, as those would allow you to detach a material from one-eyed skill gainer during your opponent's turn. Third tip, so use this one-eyed skill gainer's effects on Xyz monsters that have powerful passive effects that don't require any Xyz material, which would give a great advantage. With that being said, I am now concluding this video. Thanks for watching.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the